Hey beautiful people, thanks for tuning into my channel. I don't want to be too loud because my son is in school. Okay, first I'm just going to give you 5 quick lock tips. 5 quick lock tips when on your lock journey. First, the thing is, locks are low maintenance. They are not no maintenance. So when on your lock journey, you have to actually keep up with your hair. You have to wash your hair. You have to do some of the things that I'm about to tell you. First and foremost, the easiest things you can do with your locks is hydrate. Drinking lots of water will definitely help your locks flourish and grow. And not only with drinking water, but also spritzing your hair with water. If you watch my videos, you know that's my go-to. I spritz my hair with water, and it needs water now. But that's one of the things I can contribute to my hair growing so fast. And my hair is growing so fast. Like, I'm gonna put a picture from a year ago, and then now. But the only difference is that I cut my locks a little bit. So the next thing is, one thing is that you have to, so like I said, it's low maintenance, not no maintenance. So that's just overall. So the first thing I'm gonna say is that you do need to separate your locks when washing your hair. After you wash your hair, you should separate it wet. You can even separate it while you're washing your hair, and unless you're freeforming. But this is how you separate your locks. My locks pretty much don't mat together, and I say that my locks are now trained where they don't mat together. But I did have a point where my locks did mat at some point, and this is just how you separate like this. You just pull it apart, and my locks in the back, they pretty much like self-twist, like they twist themselves. The front, not so much. I'm gonna show you. You see how it's like pretty together, like. So make sure when you're washing your hair or after you wash your hair, definitely before it dries, separate those locks. And I do have a lot of people who come to me who locks are matted up, and it's mostly males, or it's mostly people with thick hair, really thick hair. And that's just because they don't like to touch their hair at all because they're locticians, like keep your hands out your hair, which is true, but you must separate your hair. Like, that helps the loctician. You should not come to your loctician with a whole afro under here and your hair is tight. That's actually an extra fee. I don't charge my clients, but it will be painful if I have to pull those apart myself. And once before, a dad was just like, just cut it, just cut it. It was too painful for his son. If you come to your loctician and your locks are matted up and they're not separated, it's like you're not taking care of your hair. Low maintenance, not no maintenance. Another thing is lint picking, and I definitely made this mistake. I'm trying to find one that has lint. So at the end of my locks, mainly at the end of my locks, I have a lot of lint in my locks, if you can see that. And the reason I have a lot of lint is because the products I chose to use in the beginning, they were like really sticky and they attracted lint. And I didn't know anything about the ACV, didn't know anything about like brushing, and I pretty much have a lot of lint. And the last time I did the ACV, which is in March, it brought a lot of lint to the surface, and then I began to pick it. And when I picked it, I actually did damage my locks. I damaged some of the locks, and I ended up cutting it. So the thing is, you see this? Just leave it. At this point, just leave it. You can do a lot of detoxes and they'll bring it to the surface, but don't go in there digging. At this point, it's a part of your locks, and the best thing for you to do is just to not use those products in the beginning at all. Those heavy waxes like beeswax, wax control, a lot of people like to use those because they work really good, but they're not good for the longevity and the overall look of your locks. And I guess I didn't really write down much, but like I said, you stay hydrated, add the water on the inside and the outside. The separate your locks, the lock picking, I guess the low maintenance, not no maintenance. So that means you actually have to do work to maintain your locks. You have to wrap your hair up. I tell y'all that all the time. You have to like brush your hair. You don't have to brush your hair, but it is recommended that you brush your locks. You'll see a big difference just brushing your locks. My brush is just sitting here, so I'm gonna go ahead and brush my locks. And then the last lock tip for the day is don't style your locks too tight. I'm not gonna say too often, I'm just gonna say too tight. Don't over twist your locks because you will end up having to cut your locks. Do not over twist your locks. When it's time to twist my locks, I don't even use a comb. A lot of people use a comb. I don't. I do the most, keep it very simple. I comb it with my hands. That's pretty much what I do. I stretch out my new fur with my hands. And you see this extra? I go ahead and I take it and I wrap it around. Wrap it around. And then once I wrap that around, then I begin to twist it. See? Don't over twist your hair. Now, at this point, my lock is twisted tight and I feel it. Now, since I'm doing no clips, I normally do this. Put it behind my ear. And then I move to the next one. Or, I twist it, you hold it, and you twist it in a circle. Once you're used to this, you don't have to hold it. And it's not tight. But when you keep doing this, and you keep doing this, and it's just so tight, this is very unhealthy for your locks. So that's my lock video. I'll see you guys in the next lock tips.